we will directly switch on the introduction part, introduction to BMI, a brain-machine interface, also known as a brain-computer interface. It is a cutting-edge system that establishes a direct communication pathway between the electrical activity of the brain and an external device, such as a computer, robotic limb, or other technical equipments. Unlike traditional interfaces, BMI bypass the body normal output pathways of nerves and muscles, allowing the brain to command or receive information from an external device through purely neural signals. Now here we will see the definition of brain-machine interface. A brain-machine interface is defined as a technology or device that acquires, analyze, analyzes, and translates brain signals into command that can control external devices. These interfaces can use non-invasive methods like EEG, partially invasive like ECOG, or invasive implanted electrodes approaches to capture brain activity and convert it into actionable command. The underlying goal is to enabling direct interaction between the brain and machines without involving muscle movement or traditional motor output. Now we will see what are the purposes. Direct communication between the brain and the external devices. The main purpose creation of a bridge between the brain and the external technology. Now we will explore and apply. First, bridge brain with external technology, restores lost motor and sensory functions, assist neuromuscular disorder patients, enable hands-free control of devices, control wheelchair, computers, prosthetics. Revolutionize human technology interaction, interface with VR and smart appliances.
I'm Chaitanya and I'll be taking you through the instrumentation diagram as well as the risks and functions of a bare machine interface. So firstly, the picture you see on the right is a Neuralink brain machine interface sensor that is opened up. So first, brain signals will be captured using the threads on the device, which is on the bottom most part of it. Kushagri, could you please go back? Yeah. After that, the implantable device will transmit it to a receiver station, which will then turn it into a control command for a prosthetic, a robotic arm, or any other actuation that controls the environment. Next slide, please. Now, there are two types of BMIs, which are mostly classified into invasive and non-invasive methods. Here in the non-invasive methods, an EEG is captured of the brain using uh, silver or silver chloride electrodes. A system will acquire these signals, process them, and turn them into an actuation, while also giving feedback to the user. The invasive methods utilize ECOG and MEA, which are normally captured using needle electrodes. These are more sensitive and can also capture functions from deeper layers of neurons. The main benefits of this being high fidelity and bandwidth. However, the risk is that we need surgical methods for capturing MEA. Next slide, please. In non-invasive methods, electrodes are directly placed on the scalp. No surgery is required. However, it comes with the trade-off that there will be more noise and the fidelity of the signal will be relatively less compared to the surgical methods. Next slide, please. Now, here's a very popular equation, Volpau's ITR equation. ITR stands for information transfer rate. This determines how much information can be transferred using an implant. Or it could be said to quantify the BMI's efficiency by measuring the speed and accuracy at which the information is transferred. The equation you can see there are three main parameters. N is the number of possible choices or targets the user can select. P is the accuracy of the system. And T is the average time for one selection, usually measured in seconds. The real world impact of these three values with respect to this equation is when the value of N increases, the complexity and versatility increases. However, the trade-off being that when the value of n gets higher, you get lower accuracy and speed due to higher number of actions and decisions needed to be processed and taken. Now the p-value. If the p-value is increasing, the accuracy will is directly proportional to it, and it also builds user trust and confidence. This is critical for safety purposes. For example, if the user has a mechanical arm, they do not, and they're trying to pick something up, they have to apply the right amount of pressure as well as the right momentum to ensure the sensitive part is not damaged while picking it up. As for the time parameter, it basically conveys the response time. So when the user thinks of something versus when the actuation is done on the environment. Trade-off being that if the actuation time or the time is too high, sorry, if it is too low, it's prone to errors as the user thinks about it for a few milliseconds and the prediction system averages out the values and takes an average decision, which may or may not be having a high value of confidence. Next slide. Over to Sakshi.
So now talking about the biomedical application, it enables paralyzed patients to control prosthetic limbs, robotic arms, or wheelchairs using their brain signals. It allows severely paralyzed or locked-in patients to communicate through computer-based spelling system and messaging. It supports rehabilitation after stroke or injury by controlling exoskeleton or stimulating muscles via brain activity to drive recovery. Next slide. It monitors brain activity for early detection of neurological conditions like epilepsy or brain tumors. Develop devices that compensate for memory or cognitive deficits in neurodegenerative diseases. It also allows users to control smart home devices like lights, TVs, doors by thought. It helps surgeons or patients to perform tasks more precisely through direct brain control. Now, next slide. In this figure, the brain generates electrical signals that are captured by sensors. These signals, previous, Kushal, previous slide. Kushal, yeah, thank you. In this figure, the brain generates electrical signals that are captured by sensors. These signals go through signal acquisition and processing to remove noise and highlight useful information. Important signal features are extracted. A translation algorithm converts these features into understandable commands. Finally, these commands control external devices such as computer for communication, a wheelchair for mobility, or a robotic arm for daily tasks. Now, Ilma will continue further.
Actually, she explained the slide without the diagram. Like she did not cover that slide that she had. Okay. I'll be talking about the recent advancements that BCI have offered, and boosting accuracy and speed. AI enhances the decoding of brain signals, reducing noise and latency in non-invasive BCIs. Personalized interaction. Adaptive AI tailors performance to individual brain patterns. Wearable and consumer ready. AI enables lightweight, affordable, and practical BCI headsets, expanding applications. Beyond rehab, BCIs now support gaming, AR, VR, smart device control, and mental health. Towards mainstream adoption, AI integration moves BCIs from research labs to everyday use. Next slide. So now I'll be talking about speech and novel sensing. Um, So, brain machine interfaces or BMIs are now making it possible to restore speech for patients who cannot speak due to paralysis or neurological conditions. With recent advances, BMIs can translate brain signals into fluent, real time speech with both high accuracy and very low delay. This is a breakthrough because it allows patients to engage in natural, continuous conversation where even silent attempts to speak are converted into audible words. The way this works is through implanted electrodes or advanced AI algorithms that decode brain activity linked to speech. This combination of hardware and software enables seamless communication by directly bridging brain signals and spoken language. Alongside these implants, there are also fascinating developments in non invasive technologies. For instance, methods such as digital holography are now allowing researchers to detect high resolution brain signals without surgery. These non invasive approaches are safer, more accessible, and provide good signal quality. In the long run, they open the door to wearable brain computer interfaces for both clinical applications and consumer devices. Next slide. Now I'll be talking about flexible electrodes and neural threads. So one of the major challenges in brain-machine interfaces is minimizing tissue damage caused by implanted hardware. To address this, researchers have been developing flexible ultra-thin electrodes and neural threads. Unlike rigid implants, these flexible materials gently conform to brain tissue, which helps reduce both initial injury during implantation and long-term damage afterwards. Beyond the safety, these soft biocompatible materials also provide much better long-term stability. This means that brain recordings remain reliable over extended periods, which is essential for chronic use in patients. A prominent example is Neuralink's neural threads. These consist of extremely fine, flexible wires that can support a very high number of recording channels while still being minimally invasive. This represents a significant technological leap because it combines high quality data collection with safer, scalable implantation. Overall, this technology moves us closer to the vision of safe, effective, and widely deployable neural interfaces tools that can transform not only experimental neuroscience but also clinical therapies in the years ahead. Next slide. So now we'll be going through the quiz section. So the first question is, what is the primary function of a brain-machine interface (BMI)? Option A to improve muscle strength, B to enable direct communication between the brain and an external device, C to measure blood pressure, D to increase the brain size. Any guesses? So the answer is B, to enable direct communication between the brain and an external device. Which of the following are two types of brain machine interfaces? Optical and acoustic, invasive or non invasive, wireless and wired networks, mechanical and chemical. So the answer is B here, invasive and non invasive. So the third question is, what is one major current limitation of PCIs? Unlimited battery life, high accuracy in signal processing, limited data transmission speed and reliability, no need for calibration. So the answer is high accuracy in signal processing. I'm, I'm sorry, the answer is C actually. The answer is C. Limited data transmission speed and reliability. Next slide. Fourth question, can brain-computer interfaces be hacked? Uh, no, they are completely secure. Yes, they have potential security vulnerabilities only in laboratory environments, only if the user consents. So the answer is B. Yes, they have potential security vulnerabilities. MCQ 5. So, what is the real world impact of increasing the t value in volt powers information transfer rate equation for BCIs? Uh, the answer is B here, increases the communication speed and throughput. Uh, MCQ-C, which of the following is a common application of brain-machine interfaces? The answer here is B, controlling prosthetic limbs with brain signals. Thank you so much. So now my groupmate Kushagra will take over.
Hello everyone. So I will be presenting this part, the summary of the entire PPT. So the brain-machine interfaces are a revolution technology enabling direct brain control of external devices. Recent advances in artificial intelligence and non-invasive recording methods are making this technology increasingly accessible and powerful. Key challenges remain, including improving bandwidth accuracy, long-term safety, and addressing complex ethical considerations. Integrations with healthcare and rehabilitation is one of the most promising applications, offering new possibilities for restoring mobility in paralyzed patients, assisting stroke recovery, and enabling novel therapies for neurological disorders. Furthermore, the convergence of VMRs with emerging fields such as augmented and virtual reality, the Internet of Things, and the edge computing could accelerate the development of immersive, seamless human-machine interactions or ecosystems. So, in this slide, we have mentioned all the references and acknowledgements where we have taken all these content from, which includes some of them like Wikipedia, some of them are from John Hopkins University, NIH, etc. So thank you so much.